Hello, Diaz here, founder owner Greenwood Dental. Today I am discussing the effect of smoking on enamel. So cigarettes back in the day, when I remember my father used to roll his own cigarettes, that was real tobacco. Basically, it is tobacco leaves that is mixed with some molasses, and they used to roll their own cigarettes. These days, unfortunately, cigarettes are full of fake stuff, a lot of chemicals, including heavy metals like cadmium and arsenic too. And that, unfortunately, the body cannot get rid of it, and it will stay in your bloodstream. Why am I discussing this or mentioning this fact? It's because if it's in your bloodstream and you have heavy metals in there, remember the blood supply that we whether contaminate or blood supply that is detox or healthy blood supply, it will feed into the teeth. Remember, the teeth are pulling blood supply from the rest of the body. And unfortunately, there is a disjointed concept that will say that the mouth has nothing to do with the rest of the body, which is a complete opposite. Remember, the mouth is connected to the head, and the head connected to the neck, and the neck connected to the rest of the body. So any change in the lymphatic system, any change in the blood, the vascular system, any change in even the oxygen levels, the nutrient balance, the chemical balance, it will affect the mouth, because the mouth draws blood from whatever your body is making. And smoking in particular, unfortunately, puts some of the patient in an unfavorable category as far as implants, as far as healing after you pull the tooth. Because when you are smoking, not only the motion of the suction motion that it's done and practice when you smoke, it will, after the extractions, pull that blood clot that we need to stay on the area in order for it to heal, which is the first step of healing after extraction. But unfortunately, if you're a smoker and you cannot not smoke for 24 hours after we pull the tooth, and you have to smoke within the hour, unfortunately, you will pull the plug out. So that's number one. Number two, smoking in general will dry out the bone, and that's what we call the dry socket after we pull the tooth out. And that's another reason, and the same reason that will contraindicate or will go against the implant indication. Because if you're putting a titanium implant in the bone and the bone is super dry because of smoking, unfortunately, it does not make you a very favorable candidate for an implant. And I've seen implants over the years that failed because of the smoking. Also, obviously, smoking is a drying agent. It will dry the enamel. The enamel will catch, dry enamel catches on stain. Dry enamel flakes a lot faster. Dry enamel will break a lot more. And as a result, it will put you in a very high category, high risk of decay. The enamel, just like I mentioned in many of my videos, has to stay moisturized, has to stay lubricated by the saliva. But also what smoking does, it creates the dryness, and it creates the lack of the saliva quality that we need in order to nourish the enamel and keep the enamel intact and healthy. So bottom line is, try to quit smoking. And of course, these days we're dealing with dipping, we're dealing with vaping, we're dealing with THC and marijuana smoking, which is fine if it's that part is medicinal, but we need to monitor the intake and how frequent that is. I don't see the effect on enamel as much with pot smoking than the compared to the cigarette smoking, because again, all these chemicals and the molasses, they just put it in the cigarettes. Obviously, they do that for a reason, for you guys to buy more and use more. But hopefully this helps. We love you. Be safe, and DS out.